Hi, my name is Riley Allen. This is my review of the 2012 movie, I believe. I'll check it when I type in the number. But I think it's 2012. Movie Tinkerbell and the Secret of the Wings, or just The Secret of the Wings. So we start off with the Tinker Fairies getting ready for winter. They're making all these baskets. And the Snow Owls comes to bring them to the winter woods. I'm really glad that Hedwig's got a side gig in between getting locked up by the Dursleys and delivering, letters for Harry. It's really good. Everybody needs to have a good side gig, just in case the first one doesn't work out. Yeah? But I'm sure nothing's going to happen in that first gig. She's going to live a long, happy life, Yeah. Anyways. So she, Tinkerbell, gets interested in the winter woods, because of course she does. And then we get some bullshit, because they say that the Tinker Fairies can't go into the winter woods, and the winter woods can't come into the summer woods. That's bullshit, because I'm pretty sure I remember seeing a winter fairy in the first movie, and basically the Hogwarts claiming scene, when the sorting tools pick which clan Tinkerbell's going to be a part of, or I just could be misremembering. Side note, apparently the winter fairies can be a part in the winter without being fine, but if the summer fairies go in, the wings crack. Okay, and vice versa. The winter fairies go in the summer, they crack. Okay, fine. This just makes the water fairies not being able to fly in the rain even more bullshit. That's all I'm gonna say. So Tinkerbell's wings start, lighting up and glowing, and she eventually goes into the winter woods, gets sick, and she's brought to their hospital. She makes plans to go in again. Side note, we learn that the Winter Woods is run by Lord Mallory. Meanwhile, all the others, like Summer and Autumn, are run by ministers. Obvious favoritism by Queen Clarion. I guess we're going to find out why. So she's going to the Winter Woods because the Keeper, who writes all the books, is a winter fairy. So the Snowy Owl that's carrying her basket crash lands, and it's taken care of by a Frost Fairy voiced by Matt Lanter, who's talking about crash landing and shit, which I found funny, because Matt Lanter voices Anakin Skywalker, the king of happy landings. Anyway, so she makes its way to the Keeper, where she finds Periwinkle. Now, Periwinkle and Tinkerbell find out that they're twins. They have identical wings, and they were born from the same baby's laugh, which is weird as hell in some new lore, but okay. And that's why their wings glow. Also, I don't know if the timeline works out of it, but I like to imagine that it's Wendy's laugh. I'm just gonna headcanon that until it's proven to be wrong or right. But I just like, imagining it. That it's Wendy's laugh, further, tying the movies to the original Peter Pan movies to this one. I mean, hey, I could be right. We're never given any timelines. I mean, sure, we see a young Captain Hook in I think the next movie that's going to come up. But, we don't know how old he is in the Peter Pan movies. For all we know, he could have just aged like shit due to, the stress from losing a hand and being haunted by a damn crocodile and a fucking imp. Anyways, so they bond with all the winter fairies. Tinkerbell bonds with the winter fairies, and they make an attempt to bring her Periwinkle over to convince Queen Clarion that they should be allowed to mix, but it doesn't go so well, and Periwinkle is sent back. While Lord Mallory knocks down the frost machine that allowed Periwinkle to be in the summer woods or whatever, and it breaks, causing a storm, a freeze. But luckily, Tinkerbell realizes that Periwinkle's frost powers could save the tree. as it would preserve the Pixie Hollow tree, dust tree, and basically save its life. So they go there. She goes there, and we don't learn it till a little later, but her wings crack, and that's why she falls. Also, we learn that the reason the Winter Fairies and all the other fairies are not allowed to interact is because when Pixie Hollow was young, 2 fairies fell in love. One from the warm woods, one from the winter woods, and one of them wings cracked. So Periwinkle and her friends come in and help, but the tree's just too big. Luckily, Lord Mallory and Dewey, who's the keeper, come in with the cavalry and help. Also, it's there that he gives his cloak to Queen Clarion, sends her off, and it shows that he was the one with the broken wing, which basically implies that he and Queen Clarion were the 2 who fell in love. And I love that they just don't really spell it out until, like, the very end. Also, Dewey is a very funny character. He's trying to hide Periwinkle and Tinkerbell early in the movie, and Lord Mallory comes in, and he's like, please come back. And he's like, ooh, well, can't get that one back. Immediately knowing he should not have said that. I should not have said that. Anyways. So, they save the tree, and they reveal... Tinkerbell reveals a cracked wing. But luckily, a consequence of them being twins is her wings get healed when they touch. So she's fine. Because, of course, Plot's got to plot, and Tinkerbell's got to fly by the, For some reason, my dumb ass was like, oh my god, she's not going to be able to fly again, despite knowing that this is a prequel movie to the Peter Pan movies, where she's flying. So, but my dumb ass was over here like, oh no. Yeah, but also Plot's got a plot, so of course, and they use the Frost abilities to preserve the wings so all the fairies can now interact again. Which I love. And of course, Queen Clarion and Lord Mallory start off their relationship. Also, there's a reason why he's Lord Mallory while the others are just ministers. Favoritism. I like to imagine that he was Minister Mallory, the Minister of Winter. But favoritism's got a favoritism. He's now a lord now. Or maybe there's just a lord of autumn, spring, and summer, and we just don't meet him. We just meet the representatives, the ministers, or some shit like that. I don't know. Again, I've heard there's some books. I wonder if there's information on how the hell Queen Clarion became Queen Clarion and shit. I might have to look into the books, see if there's more information or not. Whatever. This was a really enjoyable movie. I mean, it's a bit weird, maybe, because it seems like they change the lore whenever they need to, but whatever. But what franchise doesn't change the lore when need to? I mean, right? I'm gonna give it... I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, a 9 out of 10. Thanks for watching the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you in the next video.